Necron Combat Patrol Box. Yes, it is putting stuff together. Hello, welcome to the varied life. Here we are, American expat in Korea, doing some hobby stuff. And if we take a look, you can see we've got some Necron stuff over there, a Combat Patrol Box that I started putting together, and then I had to stop because I got sick. I had 2 shots. Usually I'm not big on vaccines. I try to stay away from them. This is just a little rant blurb thing. So anyway, I'm going to be 60 this year. So that's kind of up there. And here in Korea, there's a big push for people to get a vaccine or a shot for pneumonia to kind of help against pneumonia. I'm not planning on getting pneumonia, but I guess if you get the shot, it's kind of a big thing, and they kind of push for that here. So I was like, okay, we can end up doing that. Hey, we got George here. Hey, how's it going, George? So anyway, I was building the Necron Combat Patrol, and then we had a doctor's appointment up in Seoul at Samsung Medical Center. So we drove up there, did that, and then they suggested getting this vaccine shot for pneumonia, and then also the vaccine for shingles. There's 2 shots for the shingles vaccine. Now, I have known some family members that had shingles, and holy crow, that is no joke. So we decided to go ahead and get these shots. We had the one for pneumonia, one for the shingles, and then like 4 or 5 months later, we get the other shingles part 2 shot. So we got the 2 shots, and holy crow, it was fine going home, but then the next 2 days, and I'm still not 100%. Man, I haven't been sick like this in years. Holy crap. It knocked us out. It really knocked us out. I mean, I had fevers like 4 or 5 different times, sweat out clothes, sweat out sheets in the bed, the whole 9 yards. Body aches all over. I mean, it felt like somebody beat me up with a baseball bat. It was really, really bad. So I had to put the Necrons on hold, and I'm still not 100%. So, yeah, ouch. So both of us, the wife and I, were both feeling quite the not good at all. It was just ended up, we were both miserable, and it ended up, okay, we started feeling better, actually able to have a shower today and eat some food, and food almost tastes normal. So I decided, okay, well, let me do a little video, and maybe we can get back to putting some of these guys together, and we can do that. So anyway, yeah, fun stuff. What we're going to end up doing is, let's see, we're going to check the scene. So we have that one, and that one, and then that one. Okay. So we'll just go back, and we'll do this. We'll move our aching body back over here, and we'll turn off the tablet so that way we can read any comments. And we'll pull that up and get the YouTube going. But holy crow, yeah, it was bad. It was really, really bad. So, let's see. I want to get my channel. Come on here, YouTube, work with me. Okay, there we go. So I can see some of the comments. It was rough. And it's still a little rough. I'm still not 100%. I'm probably about 80. So anyway, here is the Necron Lord that we're doing. That's the big one. But I got excited, and I wanted to do the Combat Patrol, which is these guys here. And this has got a number of guys. It's got Synoptek Doomstalker. It's got some destroyers. It's got some scarab swarms. It's got an overlord, and then we have some Necron warriors. And I did half of them with the blade and half of them kind of like what's pictured here with the double barrel gun. So yeah, this will be an interesting little thing. And then Oh my gosh, these guys are so small. I mean, they're insanely small. Let me see if we can we focus on this? We can kind of get a little bit of light on there. Yeah, those are so small. And then to paint all these, holy crow. So we did a number of these already, and there's the Overlord, and he looks pretty good. So looking forward to getting some stuff done, but man, small, small, small. You know, when you compare the two of these, let me see if I can actually hold this guy. Compared to this guy, you can see the huge difference. It's like, yeah, the big one is so much easier to paint. And yeah, I got ruined by doing large models. So this should be pretty interesting. Ferrithus, hey, we got Ferrithus here. Good morning, sir. Yes. So we decided to do the Combat Patrol Box. And like I said, recovering from the after effects of the 2 shots, one for pneumonia and then the other one for, I just forgot what the name was. What the hell name was that? Shingles. Holy crow, that ended up kind of rough. Oh, by the way, I also ended up adding a little bit of dry brushing, and then practice a little bit on my glowing orbs a little bit. So that way we can get a little bit better on that. So that turned out pretty good. Not bad, not bad. So I need to do this one. I made a mistake on the model, but yeah, this turned out pretty good. So yeah, it turned out nice. But now we're doing the Scorpec destroyers, and this is Scorpec destroyers. Your first set. Yes, it is the first set. And it's been a while since I've done models. So I'm assuming those are all the Bs. This is, which one is this? Obviously this isn't that. So I think that's the big boy that we got there. This looks like the pieces for the destroyer, so we don't need that one. So I'm assuming that it's going to be this one here. So, and for those of you who don't know, usually what you'll end up seeing on a model is you'll see things kind of like up here. You'll have the model, and then the number will be right here. So there'll always be like a number to where it's kind of pointing inside the area for that model number. So some people might be confused and be like, you know, well, what number is this? Well, that's 42. And what's number of this one? That's 23. And this one is 19. And so it'll always have a little indentation on the part that you're actually looking for. So yeah, just to kind of clarify things that are blatantly obvious for those. But we're looking for the destroyer. Scorpec destroyers. We need C1, C2, and C3. So C1, I'm imagining, is this. And C2, and then C3. Okay, so I think we got 1, 2, and 3. So what we'll do is we'll just go through and snip these off a little bit with our side cutters, and go through and we'll clean up the edges. Just drop those in the box. That's a broken piece. Don't need that. So that one and C2. Speaking of shots, I still need to get mine for the week. Second vaccine, 2 vaccines in one day. Last time I did that, I had cold shivers the next day. Yeah. Yeah, I normally don't do vaccines, but this one, it was kind of like, you know, side effects. You might get a fever. Just take some Tylenol, stuff like that. And holy crap, yeah, I don't think we'll get. The good thing is for the shingles, the second shingles shot is it's only 1. But yeah, I don't think I would do 2 again at the same time. That was just crazy. And we got C3. And like I said, normally I'm not a vaccine type person, especially after the COVID thing. Because when Fauci and Biden, oh, you need to get this, and if you get the vaccine, you won't get COVID. It's like, that's bullshit. I knew that wasn't true. There's no 100% vaccine. So, let's see here. We've got C1, which goes on this. And I like how, or I don't like how, does it go like that? Does that go in there? And I like how it just puts it at an angle to where you can't really tell how the hell this is supposed to go together. And does that go like this? I'm assuming that's like that. I was a test subject for vaccines, went in the Gulf War. Oh yeah, never again. That is true. However, I'm hoping that the pancreatic cancer vaccine being developed in Spain. Yeah, I agree with you there. Why did they make this at an angle that you can't tell which? I think this is the angle. Yeah, I had adverse reactions to the vaccine. I had to get the anthrax vaccine in the military, and I had adverse reactions to that, and that wasn't good. Dun, dun, dun. George, let's see, 100% disabled now, says Yellow Tang. Father died of pancreatic cancer. That's not good. Shingles, I think they only give after 50. Yeah. It's, yeah, but getting those 2 vaccines at the same time, holy crow, that was just insane. Okay, and now we got C4 and C5. Dun, 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 dun. There's C5. But yeah, it knocked us out. Holy crap. I had fever after fever after fever and sweating, and it was just, oh, it was just nasty. C4. Like I said, I'm still not, okay. I'm still not feeling recovered. And we did that on Friday, and it's Sunday now, and it's I still feel maybe about like 70%. So just not good. Okay. So all these pieces are so small. Okay, head. How does that even fit? I think I need to find my wife's fingernail file. Kind of clear up some of this. Okay, so we got that. This is like that, and that. How does that even fit? That doesn't even make sense. Okay. This, I think, these need a wee bit of glue. Let's see. No idea why they even load up on up to 3 vaccines at the same time. That will knock you out. Yellow Tank says he got 6 in one day in the sandbox, and he still wouldn't tell us what it was. Half my unit is dead now. Oh, man. Ran 104-degree temperature for weeks at a time. The cocktail they hit my uncle with before shipping out to Panama put him in the hospital for 2 weeks. Wow, that's crazy. Yeah, like I said, it is very. I mean, I'm not for or against vaccines because, like, measles, mumps, rubella, some of the basic vaccines, those are definitely things that actually work. But some of this new shit they got, it's like, I don't know about that. And these, it was like, I've seen people with shingles, and it's just like, I don't wish that on anybody. So, how does this go on there? It goes like that, and then, but it's got a, seriously. How the frick does this happen? Oh, okay, there we go. Trying to figure out, like, what the heck is going on. even then, God, seriously? Me with my big old hands is not helping. I think that's it. Holy crow. Okay. And this is gonna connect up to this thing here. I'm hoping, thinking that's supposed to be there. And this goes there. His head just popped apart. God damn it. Seriously. These things are like super, super small. Seriously. That's just insane. So much easier. This is the easiest. This is easier. These are even easy. I love resin printed stuff. These, putting these together, holy crow. That's, I don't know, let's see. If you can't get it to fit, try a hammer. Yeah, there was a couple guys on here that I ended up doing where I had to take them apart because they weren't fitting together properly. I mean, they're cool. I just wish they weren't 32 millimeters tall. You know, if they were like, 40, 50, that's 30, 40, maybe 50. If they were like 50 mil, that would be good. But these tiny, tiny dudes with all these details, holy crow, it is crazy. C7, C8. Let's find. What do we need? C8. That's the other part of fun of this, is going through and trying to find numbers. C7 and an 8. There's 8, there's 7. The other thing I don't like is that it shows I'm a very 1, 2, 3, very linear person. So when you do 1, 2, 3, 4, it should be 1, 2, 3, 4. And then here it goes, well, here's C8, and then you do C7, then you do C6, and it's like, yeah, that bugs me. Because it just messes with my head. It's like, if they're supposed to be in a certain order, then change the labeling to do it in the order. I don't know. There's 8. And this one is 7. Alrighty, let's see, now what do we do? So C8 is this guy. And so that goes on there. Okay. Is it, here's another thing I need to ask, because I don't know, is should there be glue on these, or do people just put these together and not do glue? Because that's something, see, now this is in here and I can't get it off. I'm just going to put a dab of glue on there just because. Make sure it's on the underneath side. So I'll just do a little spritz. So yeah, and then this guy goes on that one. So I think I'll put a little glue on. So I don't know if you're supposed to put glue on these or not, honestly. I think I do need to get a fingernail file to file some of this. So if anybody knows whether you're supposed to glue these or not, I don't know. You need one of those headsets that have magnifiers on them. You mean like these? So we'll see how this goes. We'll see how this goes. This guy goes on this one. Just like that. Assuming that's how it goes. Me with my big old gloves, it's kind of like, oh. And then we need C6. And again, thank you, Games Workshop, for going in an order that isn't labeled. 17, 10, Sturm 6. Okay. The last time I built models, aside from the little Space Marine 3 or 5 pack Space Marine guy that I did a few years ago, was when I was like, I don't know, 13. So yeah, it was a minute. Ferrithus says, exactly like these. Why aren't you using them? Don't work as well as I imagine. No, these work well. I mean, I don't think I need them for this to put it together. It's just some of the instructions are just not as linear as I would like them to be. But then again, I'm old, so maybe that has something to do with it. And this, trim that little piece right there. And this goes, he's got a leg coming out of his butt. Okay. So this will be the labor of love. And there we got our Scorpex. Our Scorpex dude. This is quite the interesting character. Painting will be a joy. I'm not going to put these guys on their bases because it goes in like that. We'll go like that, which will look cool. But I want to do something on the bases. I don't want to have it just plain, so I'm just going to build these guys. I did the scarabs, but those can be easily pulled off, and I want to do something for the bases on these. So, because I think that's important. You know, if you're going to do the model, and I want to do a base, I want to do something that is nice and a little bit, you know, have some pop. Kind of like when we did this base, you know. I want the base to look good, and that's going to be for this big guy, as he's going to be standing up there. So maybe not as entailed as all this for these bases, because I mean that's pretty small. But I do want to do something besides just a flat base. So yeah, it is what it is. Because if you have a great looking base, that can make a mediocre looking unit or figure look better, is by having a good looking base. And I think we got 3 of these guys. Okay. There we have it. So now we go to the next one, C18. C18, that one. Got my little place marker there. I was never good at following instructions, says Ferrithus. Yellow Tang says, I'm pretty good at following directions as long as they're well written. Nowadays, it seems that chimpanzees wrote them. Green lava base. Ooh, that could be good. Yeah. I would definitely like something with a bit of green for a base. So that could be something. Definitely something with some green in there. Let's see. There's that, and this one. C1819. There's 19. Yep. And 21. There's 20. 11, 24, 21. Yeah, going back to the vaccine thing. I used to get vaccines in the military, like every single year. And then I would get sick. Every time I got the flu vaccine, every single year, I would be sick 3 or 4 times a year, really bad. And then it was around 2002 that I stopped getting vaccines. And I was able to kind of fudge my records a little bit. Just needed a As I got to my duty station, they're like, "Oh, we need your records for vaccines," and it wasn't all digitized. It was just initials, and so I initialed my stuff, so I was good. So I got out of my last couple of years, last 3 years of doing vaccines, basically, and I had never been healthier. Like I said, if I got a flu vaccine, I'd be sick 3 or 4 times a year really bad. So I quit doing vaccines. And then, yeah, it was like, that's how that's going to work. So I quit doing those vaccines, the flu vaccines. I just quit doing those altogether. And then, I like how they put this into where you can't really tell which way it goes. It's like, seriously, there should be some defining something or other. Okay, so that's how that goes. Okay, little tiny details. Okay, we got that. Green lava base, right? Opposite experience for me. I used to get the super long lasting cold and caught every year. Since getting the flu shot, I've only had this once in the past 6 years. Cool. And that's why I say I'm not pro or against vaccines, because people like therapists, and I've known other people that don't have the same issues that I've had with flu vaccines. So that's why I'm kind of like, you do your own thing. And if it works, then do it. All I know is that since I stopped taking the flu vaccines, I've never been healthier. So that's how I run with that. But the good thing is that if you're not getting sick, that's the point. Let's move on here. We need, since we got that, now we need C20. There's 20 right there. Okay, C20. Turn that off a little bit. Yeah, I think a little fingernail file would be good, like an emery board type thing. And then, we need to do this other part. C23 and C22. There's 22. We're going to go through that whole weird thing again. C23. So that's that. C23. There it is. So yeah, we were both knocked out for a while. And it was like, oh, not fun. So it is what it is. Okay, now we gotta go back and do this weird thing with his. Oh, that one's a hell of a lot easier to do than that other one. That other one just sucked. I got super glue on me, go figure. And then this goes in there. Seriously. Okay, that's nice. Then that goes in the center, so I'll just put a little drop. Seriously. Okay. Got that coming along halfway decent. And all that. Now we're down here. Let's see. Now it says C25. Now the big question is, will I be able to learn all the rules to Warhammer? Because the more I see it, the more it's like, holy crap. There's a ton of rules. C26. So we'll see what happens. But it's the game store that I go to is pretty cool because they're like, you know what? If you play the game, that's great. If you just like painting models, that's great. You know, so nobody looks down on you for not playing. So that's kind of cool. And I do pretty decent painting. I mean, there's guys that do better painting than me, that's for sure. So, but yeah, I need to get emery board. I think my wife has got one somewhere. Let me see if I can go get it. Hold on. Let me go ask her. Hey, sweetie, you have like a fingernail file thing that I could use or have? You have like a this cheap one. Oh, okay. Thank you.
Name it, honey. I have everything.
You have everything. Yes, you do. My wife has everything. She is all that and a bag of chips. Okay, so a little emery board. That's a little rough. I wonder if she's getting. It's a 100. That's a little rough. Can I use this one here? A real fine one?
After you use, can I get it back?
Well, that's what I'm wondering. If you have one I can have to have.
No, I gotta use that one.
Okay.
But you can use the other one.
Yeah, the other one's too coarse, but we can pick some up next time we go to Daiso.
Go ahead, visit them. Go to Dyson and get it. Anyway, you're gonna try the new one.
Oh yeah, okay.
You need it now. I don't need it now, so go ahead, eat it.
Okay. Thank you. Alrighty. Means another trip to Daiso. Da-da! So we got a 100 and we got a 180. Let's see how that works. Let me put on my geek glasses and see. Yeah, it's a little better. I wonder if they have something. Something finer than a 180. That would be interesting. I'll have to keep a look on that. Because the 100's too coarse, that's for sure. Alrighty. Let's see what we can do to this guy. So I'll turn him around. And following the picture, this one goes there. So I'll put a little dab of glue. A little bit more than a dab. And then this one goes on there. Just a little bit. And plugs into there. Perfect. C24. 17, 16, 24. So yeah, this has been, then I got to go through and prime all these. And this will be the most, I would say the most guys that I have done consecutively. So in other words, usually I'll do like 3 or 4 guys and I'll paint them and just whatever. I'll do different colors like you see on those, and I got some other ones. I'll just kind of do like, you know, some one-off figures, you know, stuff kind of like that. And just kind of, you know, then move on to something else. And so for me to do a combat patrol with this many figures and do it in the same paint scheme and everything is going to be a first. So where was I? C24. Or no, I did that. There it is right there. Ta-da. So yeah. So I'll have to get all these together, and I'll probably have to go back and we'll do a little bit of sanding and whatnot to get all the edges off and mold lines or anything like that. And boom, there we go. So there he is. Pretty good, I think. Be interesting to paint that guy, that's for sure. So these are actually taller. I mean, if you look at them from this aspect, these guys I like better because they're taller, and they'll be much easier to paint. So 2 of those. I think we got one more, if I'm not mistaken. Do we? Yep, we've got one more. And let's see, 12 and 13. I need a drink. So I'm drinking my electrolytes, as we can see here. Full of electrolyte goodness. Okay. 12 and 13. There's 12. And 13. Yeah, the 180 is good. The 100 is just a bit. 100 is just a bit too much. Maybe 100 would be good for getting off that stuff, but that's good. Good. It takes a lot of dedication to finish this many figures. Too big a task for my squirrel brain, I think. Only 2 hobbies I've been consistent with is photography and working out over the last years. Yeah, going to the gym, I have no problem doing. 3 days a week, pretty religiously going to the gym, so that's not a problem. So, we got this, and guessing that's what that goes there. Yeah, so we'll see how it goes with the models. We got Silver Scratch Build Products. Says hello. What do you got built so far? Well, we've got a decent amount done. We're working on the 3rd destroyer, so we got these 2 guys done. And then we're doing the 3rd. We've got our 3 scarabs that we did. Those are good. And then we did the 10 of these guys. I guess the infantry dudes. We got half of them with this type of rifle, and then the other half have it look like the rifle and axe type thing. Focus. There we go. So we got 5 and 5 of those, and then we ended up, we got this dude, which is apparently the boss. So we got him put together as well. So we're going to continue working. And where were we? Oh, there we are. Okay, so we got that. And C14. So it should be good. Ferris says, I'm at 5 times right now, 2 CrossFit, 3 gym. I used AI to modify my workouts to spread soreness evenly. Has been working great over the last month. Yeah, it's amazing on what AI is able to do these days. I used to go through and make nutrition plans. So I was pretty big in it. I got pretty big into that. I would make nutrition plans back in the day before where you had to go to the store, look at the labels of things and say, okay, well, this has got, 20 grams of protein and 45 grams of carbs and X amount of fat. And I record all that stuff down and then the recipes. Now you can put in your macros, your protein, your carbs, your fats, dictate what foods you like and don't like, and it will make a nutrition plan that is nigh spot on, which is amazing. So we need to look at C14. There's 15. There's 14. So yeah, it is pretty amazing. And in regards to workouts, I would make workout programs for people. Because during my time in the military, that was part of my job, was to help the people that couldn't pass the PT tests and to do the remedial training and get these people fit. And so I got training in that. But holy crow, now you can do it now in like 30 seconds using AI. And, it just, amazing, amazing, truly amazing. Okay, so now, so you don't even need a trainer anymore, basically, because your AI can do all that for you, which is amazing. So yeah, it is pretty impressive, that's for sure. And of course, there's people online that are trainers that I know for a fact because I've talked with some, not as a client, but just as a fellow human being. And yeah, there's a number of them. I've talked to 4 people in a leisurely conversation, and they ended up being trainers, and they said that that's what they use. You know, they use Grok, they use Chat GPT to do their nutrition programs for people. So they ask people, what foods do you like? What foods don't you like? What are you allergic to or whatever? And, you know, they go through, and Joe Blow is 5'9", 230 pounds, wants to lose weight, do a nutrition plan with breakfast, lunch, and dinner and whatever. Yeah, it is amazing on what they end up doing. So let's see this and that. Does that go over that? Oh, okay, I see how that works. So yeah, pretty amazing, pretty amazing. Yeah, I had it. Fairtha says, yeah, I put it together for an arm day that complements the workout plans I got from my trainer, and I have to adjust my plans according to what trained during CrossFit. Yeah, it is quite the amazing thing. So yeah, totally good, totally good. Let's see, now how did this go again? It went like that. Leave that on this. But yeah, so something that would take doing a nutrition plan back in the day, I would spend countless hours, ton of hours doing that stuff. And then nowadays it's like, 30 seconds, you're done. You know, just amazing on what you can do with all that stuff. So yeah, I'm impressed. Yeah, we need to do a little bit in there. So yeah, pretty impressed with all of that stuff. So yeah, very impressed with AI. Okay, now 9, 10, 11. And there is no perfect workout. You know, you can do push-pull legs, you could do arm day. Like what I'm doing is I'll do like an arm day, and then I'll do like another day will be shoulders and legs. Another day will be chest and back, and that's my workout for the week. You can also do push-pull leg. There's just so many different ways in which you can work out and have it work out well. So 9, 10, and 11. Oh, there's 9. And what I've found is that working out and kind of bouncing between strength training and hypertrophy training works well for me. So if I plateau in hypertrophy, and then what I'll do is I'll switch and I'll go to strength training. And I'll do that for a while, do that for 2-3 months or whatever, and then I'll switch back over to hypertrophy training, and usually I can get past any plateaus that way. So it seems to work well. 10 on 10, so there's 10. For everyone is slightly different what works best. I like that I can check in with ChatGPT while I'm doing the workout, and it gives me feedback. Oh yeah, yeah. The days of having a dedicated trainer are gone. And 11. And as long as you know how to do the exercise correctly, with intensity and full range of motion, or getting, yeah, there's some stuff where partial range is good, but yeah, it's just kind of amazing on what you can end up achieving. And as long as you get your progressive overload in, and ChatGPT just keeps getting better and better, like Grok and all that stuff. Alrighty. So and I like how they go from one side that you do it the same and then they switch it. So gotta pay attention. Okay, so we got that. And then we put that on this. Fairtha says, yeah, I really had a good flow the last month, gained almost 1.5 pounds a week. But my body fat has been growing slower than it used to be, so really enjoying the ride. Cool. Gave pretty good guidance for pec exercises. Delts like to take over, so helped adjust exercise so it barely uses delts. Yeah. And then the one thing I found out through the years of lifting is that most people don't know how to flex the muscle or contract a muscle that they're actually exercising. So that's something that can come into play as well. Why is this not? We have one side going in together, but not the other. The other side is going in good. I might need a little bit of glue. Put a little bit there. It's a little too much. these together. Seriously? Well, I think it is the way it is. Oh well. So we got that. And then 16 and 17. There's 17. And that was 17. We need 16. Okay. My hands and eyes can't do that anymore. Okay, so if I do this, so this is 17, that goes there. It's a lot of glue, bit too much. Okay, so that one's good. 16, just like that. That'll go on that one. My hands and eyes can't do that anymore, says George. George says, I built ship and airplane models when I was younger. Yeah, I did some stuff when I was a kid. Like I said, I was like 13. Had models and did stuff like that. And then quit doing that after I joined the Army. And the C-15. There it is, right there. I think I did it wrong. Oh no. Yes, I did it wrong. Damn it. Seriously. No. Put them on the wrong side. Damn it. Seriously, mother. Beep, 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 beep. Beepity beep, 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 beep. Beep, beep. Dang it. How am I going to do that? Damn it. Seriously. That is effed up. Son of a bitch. Dang it. I had it turned the wrong way. So these feet should be facing the other direction. Damn it. How are we going to do this? I've got them facing the wrong way too. Son of a bitch. So, it's supposed to be like that, but it's not. Seriously? How am I going to do this? There, Ferret says, did I tell you what I got that lens for his camera? Oh, yeah. Yeah, you did. That's cool. Nice. This is not going to work. Son of a bitch. I guess what I could do is I just cut him right in the middle and then rotate his torso and then re-glue him. Because honestly, that's the only way that this is going to work. Which, the other question is, will this fit? Because this is supposed to go damn it. I think that's it. I think that's what I got to do is I got to cut them in half. Seriously. Well, let's get our ultrasonic blade. That's what I get for not following directions. Close enough. And yeah, I guess we just rotate them around. I guess that's what we can do. And there you go. So instead of like that, we'll have to do that. Let's put this other leg on. That's still not going to fix the problem because these legs need to be opposite. Damn it. Frickin' guy. Now, I guess I'm just going to have to just cut these. And then I guess I'm just going to have to cut the legs. Do that. Seriously, really? We're doing some major surgery here. Okay. So I do that, so we can put this one here. So I can tell I'm still sick is that I screwed the pooch on this. So this one is good. And this one is supposed to be in the back. So that's the back. That'll be this. And then this is supposed to be on this side. On his left side. So that will have to go on like so. But what I could do, let me see how this looks. So if I do the base thing, we can see that. Got another base, and this one. This is going to be all jerked up. Seriously. Okay, so this has got to go over here. Let me see. That. Okay, so we got that. That'll have to go here. And then the other side will have to go there. Seriously? Really? What the fuck? Okay, so that, this one is supposed to be here. Okay. Okay, we're getting it, we're getting it. And just kind of glue these things in place. For the amount of money that you spend on this, it's like, no. Think, how's it going to look? I think that'll work. So let's go ahead and we'll put our little bit of glue in there. We can do that. Get back in here. So we can kind of glue this guy in place, maybe. Okay, that works. Just got a little adjustment we need to make. super geek glasses. Yes, I need to make a little adjustment. Cut a tiny bit off. Seriously. This is quite the operation we're doing here. Well, hopefully I can put a little bit of this glue in here and we'll be able to we can use that glue as a bridge. That is a lot of glue. I'll do a little spritz. Okay, that fixed that. Now we need to do this side, which is going to be a little bit easier because well, hopefully it'll be a little bit easier. This ultrasonic cutter is coming in more and more handy as time goes on. Okay, so if I just glued that guy there, should be good. Yeah, George says, hey, you're using that knife more than you thought. Time for bed, says Mr. Ferrithus. Alrighty, have a good one. Thanks for watching. Yeah, I am using this more and more, which is, I'm glad I have it. So now, put that on there, but I need to cut a little piece off of that. The other cool thing about this is that when you run this, since it vibrates at 40,000 hertz, it creates heat, and I'm actually just kind of melting the plastic. So that's another good benefit. Let's clean up some of these edges. think if we get a fair amount of glue on there, and then we could get this on there. George says an extended review. Yeah, kinda. Let's see if we can stay in there. Yes, yes, we did it. Just add a little bit of glue on there. And we've got that. Whew. Holy crow. And now I gotta turn his body around and then glue him like that so he's facing forward. Holy crow, that took a lot. Learn to follow directions. Holy crow. Just like I said, I'm not operating on all fours, so now if we're able to hold this guy together, and we can try to do a spritz, and we should be okay. Holy crow. So we got him. We got him. You can barely tell that he had to go through major surgery. I guess the reanimation you'd never know that I cut him in half. Or cut his legs off and switch the front two legs. Holy crow. That was a doozy. So, yeah. Let's see if we can just kind of throw this guy on his base. So yeah, major crisis averted there. Holy crow. And then, yeah. Which one was it? It was this one. And I can see it because of the glue. But I think after we prime this in black, I think we will be good to go. But you know what? I think I'm going to put a little bit more glue on his torso because he's got... Oh, damn it. I want to build that up just a bit more. Just want to make sure he's got a good... He's got a... I want to give him the best surgery possible. And I think we'll be good with that. Okay, so now I'm happy with that. Holy crow, that was crazy. I guess I could put these little guys on there. I mean, I'm going to do something with these bases, but I guess I could just stage them a little bit on there. Amazing, amazing. I'm assuming that guy goes here. That's the other thing, is these things are, seriously? These things are so delicate. Seriously, I go like that. Yeah. These are so tiny, good Lord. George says, still safe for the price, it should have included the rubberized grip. And I agree. And what he's talking about is the Neo blade, which all this is like anodized aluminum, and so it's super slick, super smooth. And this is plastic, and it's got some ribbing on there, which is nice, but you really need the rubber. So maybe I'll get, I don't know, there's something, you can buy it for like 10 bucks, but I'm not going to buy it for 10 bucks. But I'll end up putting, I don't know, maybe get some tool dip or something I could coat on here to give it some type of grip. But other than that, I'm happy with that, that's for sure. I mean, it is definitely turning out nice. Like I said, could you imagine trying to fix that guy, whichever guy it was, with this in? No. Was this one? Yeah. To do the major fix that we did on this guy here, I couldn't imagine doing that with a normal, with just a razor blade. That would just be insane. I would be pissed. So, yeah. I think I'm digging the Neo blade more and more. I'm not going to fully put these on the base, but I just want to be able to get them going to stand up there a little bit. Have a sense of completion, if you will. So with a little bit of base work, I think we can come out with some pretty good looking characters. It'll be quite the interesting army. Coming together, that's for sure. And I've got another base here, but what is the next guy? Plasma site? The plasma site. I'm not sure what the plasma site is going to be like because, let's see, this is F. This didn't say what this is. I don't think that one's it. I don't think this one is it, because that's B. We're looking for C. I don't think this is it either. 28 and 27. Okay, that's the big boy. I think that's that big boy too. So it's got to be, see, 28 and 27. Oh, maybe this is, yep, there's 28. For as much money as this thing is, 170 some odd dollars, that major surgery made me pucker. Okay, so it's 28 and 27, which is this thing right here. There's that one. Need drink. Electrolytes. What was that from? Idiocracy? Bondo? It's going to be my Bondo. Let's see. I'm wondering what this is for, because I got this. That's for the big destroyer. And then we're doing this guy, which is another big one. And so I've got this. Tell me they shorted me a base. Okay, well, let's see what we can do. let's see how this goes together. So we have this, and this goes on to that. I want to make sure I line up everything. Oh, this does go on this base. It just goes on like that. Oh, okay. Thought this was going to be another big figure. Okay. I was going to say, those bastards shorted me. But I do want to put some glue on this guy. Okay. So I need glue there and there. And I think what I'm going to end up doing is I'm going to get another camera. So the camera that you're watching me on this one right here, that's a Yellow Live S3 cam. And I'm going to get another one of those and put it up here so we can have a top-down view when I make videos. So I think that will help a lot, because it does get some real good autofocus. And seriously, doesn't want to go in the hole. Oh, I guess it does. Okay, so it does. Careful, careful. And then this guy goes on to this base. Like that. Okay. Alrighty. I think we'll save Canotech Destroyer, Doomstalker. That's going to use this base. That's the biggest guy in this build, which is, I still got a bunch of parts left over. That will be these two sprues. So that'll be the big guy. We'll do the big guy. We'll do him for last. So we'll do another video on that. I think we've put myself through enough pain and torture with the operation on that one guy, but so close, so close. It's cool that they give you like color recommendations. And they changed the Citadel paints to Warhammer paint. So it's no longer Citadel, it's Warhammer. So it gives you all the colors that you're supposed to use and everything, which is kind of nice. But yeah, we'll save the big guy for last. And with that, I guess we can just go over what some of these guys look like. And so, look. If we can get them to focus, focus. There we go. So that's like the basic infantry guy. He's kind of got that dual gun and a dual barrel gun. And then there's another version that has like a bladed kind of like a bladed gun there. These are so small. But, so it's a 2 version of the infantry guys. We got 5 of each of those. And then we have stuff like the scarabs. So you can see those. We got 3 of those that aren't bad. And then we've got these guys. There we go. See, it's pretty menacing. There's blades and everything. And that one's pretty good. And then we have the other one. His buddy. And that turned out pretty good. So that looks good. And then we had the one that we had to do major surgery on, which was this guy. And we had to cut his legs off and cut him at the waist and put them back together, and you can basically see that down there in his loins. You can see where that glue's at, but I think we did a good enough job that once we get primer on there, we should be good to go. You can see where we added some extra glue in there, but I don't think you'd know that after we get them primed. I don't think anybody would be able to know that. So we got those guys done. We got our infantry done. And then the Lord. And you can see how we got him. And how well he turned out. So yeah. Some good stuff there. So yeah, we made some progress. We have made progress in our little thing here. Let's see if we can try to get our view back. And of course that's going to rotate. So, if we had it like that, something like that, and then it'll rotate. So yeah, I think we did fairly decent on that. Not too bad. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. Not too bad, despite the major surgery that we had to do on that one guy. Wow, that I was not happy. We got 370,306 views on the total channel count. So yeah. Yeah. Let's see. Let's go over some comments. Ferrith said good night. Extended review. Rubberized grip. George says the guys ended up looking good. I have to call the one guy Lieutenant Dan. That is a good name. I'll call him Lieutenant Dan. I'll have to put something on him that will differentiate him between the other two guys. And that reminds me, I also picked up, now the question is, where did I put it? Oh, here they are. So I was looking online and I actually found some Necron transfer sheets. So we got some transfers for the Necrons, and these are kind of interesting. So they have like little decals, and when I was looking, I saw these, and these decals will be pretty nice. So it's got like the script and everything for the different, I don't know what they are, but just the different hieroglyphics, I guess you could call them, for the Necrons, and those will come in handy. So maybe I'll put Lieutenant Dan and figure out something I could put on him to make him special. So yeah, these look pretty good. And these were the last three. These are the only ones I could find on these, on coupon. And when I saw that, I was like, I'm going to snag all three of them. And that will be that. So, yeah. Really need to put that in there. It's like parchment paper. You could use that for like a wet palette or something. So I picked up three of these. They're all the same, but yeah, those will come in handy. I want to be able to put some of those on some of those models to make it a little bit different. So, but Lieutenant Dan, holy crow. Like I said, I'm still not up to par. I'm about tired. I think I'm a little warm after those two vaccines. I got one for pneumonia, one for shingles. We got them Friday, and it is Sunday now. But holy crow, I've had fever like 4 times, sweated out my clothes, sweated out the bed. Cold shivers, body aches out the wazoo. It was just absolutely insane. Do not get pneumonia and the shingles shot at the same time. Now we need to wait between 2 and 6 months. I need to go back and get the second shot for shingles. It's going to be more like on the 6 months, because if I have to get this sick again, holy crow, it was insane. I mean, my wife and I just haven't been this sick. I mean, we didn't even this would rank up there with COVID. That's how bad this was. This was really a bad one. So, I don't know. It's just, I don't know. COVID, I don't know what the big deal was. It was the flu. Whoop-de-doo. But it was financed by the United States and cooperation with China. But that was all stupid. So anyway, we won't get into that. We'll do another video where we attack the main Doomstalker. We'll do that. And then what I'll end up doing is taking a day to just prime them all. We'll do that. And yeah, should be good. Should be good. Get them all primed, and then we can start painting. So we'll see how it goes. Anyway, that's about it. We do have, it's the 15th today, which the 15th, what is today? 15th Sunday. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We've got 13 days till we go to the Philippines. So that's going to be fun. We're going to hit Cebu, we're going to hit Boracay, we're going to do 2 weeks there, so that should be good, and get our beach fix in, and yeah, it should be good. George says, I always get sick after a vaccine shot, which was rough after stem cell treatment because I had to retake all my childhood vaccines. Oh, really? Ooh, I didn't know that. Interesting. I'm also looking at doing NAD+. That's kind of a longevity thing. It's not a vaccine, but it's intravenous. Do it through an IV, and it's supposed to help rejuvenate. So we're gonna kind of go for that. A buddy of mine just got that done, and so he's going to tell me about it. But I'm definitely going to do NAD+. So definitely do that after this. Holy crow. And then here in Korea, they do a lot of IVs. So they have like hangover IVs. They got like low energy IVs. They got IVs for everything. So that's kind of a nice thing to do. And then immunity IVs. I mean, it's a big thing here. So we'll be doing that. And yeah, I might do the NAD+, or at least a regular IV system. George says that my immune system was completely destroyed, then rebuilt from scratch. Wow, that's rough. That is rough. Well, I'm glad you're back. Good thing they could rebuild that. That's crazy. Wow. So yeah, looking forward to kind of longevity, rebuilding, anti-oxidation of cells and whatever else. Done the hyperbaric chamber series of treatments, so I've done that. Finished up my 10th session for that. And whether it worked or not, I don't know. It seems better. I think for something as a longevity thing, you would have to do it multiple times, so 10 times. I think from what I've been reading, if you have an acute injury with hyperbaric oxygen therapy treatments, that you do it like 5 days, an hour at a time, and then, basically 10 days, 1 hour a day for 10 days, and that would give you the best benefits. So as far as a maintenance phase for hyperbaric oxygen treatment, I'm not sure, but it would be worth doing if the price is right and if you could afford it. So here in Korea, it's not too bad, but it's not something I would want to do all the time. If I hit the lottery, I would buy my own. But yeah, you can only dream. So anyway, I think that's going to be it. George says at least all went well with you with Dr. Bad Touch. Dr. Bad Touch. Oh, yeah. Yeah, the colonoscopy doctor, Dr. Bad Touch. Yeah, that was the best colonoscopy I've ever had was here in Korea. I mean, I don't know, maybe in the United States they got larger hoses with cameras, larger diameter hose, because here in Korea it was like, I was fine. So another 5-star review for colonoscopies compared to the other places that I've had them. So it's good to get them here. Seems like the hose is smaller. So yeah, it wasn't that bad of a touch. It was still a bad touch, but not a bad touch. So anyway, that is what we got going on. I think I need to get some food because it is 1 o'clock here in Korea, Sunday, March 15th, and I'm still feeling rough. I was feeling better, and now I'm starting to feel rough again, so I'm like down to 70%, I guess. Man, they said it would be a few days, and I'm like, oh, okay, no problem. No, it's a problem. So anyway, thank you all for the views. If you could do me a favor, if you haven't liked the video, go ahead and smash that like button, and then while you're at it, hit the subscribe, ring that bell, and you can see the other videos where we're going to do the Doomstalker. That will be coming up. Got to get him done, and then we'll drive on with that project. And of course, with our big Necron that we have that you see on the screen there, eventually we'll get back to him and we'll do some stuff on that front. And then we have other stuff too. Oh, I did the I don't know if you all saw this. I did it at the beginning of the video, but I printed this guy out. and this will go on the shelf. And so I practiced doing a little bit of the glowing orbs and things like that. So this will sit on the shelf so I can have my little Necrons, and this will be kind of a shelf decoration type of thing. So that turned out kind of nice. I think I got this off of Thingiverse, put in Necron terrain or something like that. The model had a lot of problems with it. So whoever did it half-assed, because I had to clean up a bunch of stuff in Tinkercad. So, yeah. But we made it work. So that's what we got going on. That is what we got going on. George says, looks good. Yeah, it turned out good. Turned out good. So anyway, we're going to close this out. If you want to contact me, you can email me here at officialtheburiedlife@gmail.com. Show me what you're doing, whatever projects or hobbies that you do. I had a guy send me a picture of his, what was it? He was smoking a rack of ribs, and that looked really good. Or if you just want to say hi, or if you're wondering about how we retired here in Korea. My wife was a Korean citizen, so we're kind of doing that as well. Or you just want to say hi. I always answer my emails. People over here got me coffees, link in the description box if you want to do that. Not necessary, again, like and subscribe would be better. So there's that, but any money that comes into the channel will go towards durable items like cameras, lights, stuff like that, things that will last. I'm not going to use it for filament or paint or stuff like that. I want stuff that will, last a long time. So there's that. So anyway, thanks for watching, everybody. I really appreciate it and hanging in there. And yeah, don't get the pneumonia and shingles shot at the same time. It just wrecked us. So I got to go eat some chicken soup and cuddle up and get warm. I'm starting to feel a little cold, so I don't think I'm over it yet. But with that, hopefully you all will have a better weekend than me, and we'll see you on the next video. All right? Peace. Good stuff. Not the stuff we're going through, but everything else is good. Everything else is good.